I get off on the...
Joey, we talked about this. You're not supposed to do that on the airplane.
It's literally the whole
Joey,
thing.
you can't do that on the plane. It's
Mile High Club
illegal.
doesn't take somebody
Joey,
else.
it's not Mile High Club if you're by yourself,
Why
Joey.
do they give you a blanket?
Joey,
if they
that's
don't?
not what this to keep you warm, Joey.
God, dude.
Joey, we have a
boomer.
business together. It's not I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna be the person attached to you.
Oh my
One more time and that's it.
Fine.
Get it out of your system.
Yeah, do you know what he only flies? Virgin Airlines. He flies.
Hell yeah.
You know what I fly? I fly Splooge West.
Almost. Alpha.
Are you guys both straight?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why that was the whole the first podcast title was straight or gay seeming guys.
Yeah.
All right, the show just started. Welcome to Almost Alpha. This is how this show starts. This is perfect. Welcome,
Also,
Rachel.
Almost Alpha. Okay. No, I get it.
I also
Yeah.
don't think you're supposed to ask people if we're straight.
I feel like you have to.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah. No offense, but I didn't think I had to ask you. I think I figured it
No,
out.
you're good. You got
Yeah.
the hair.
I got it. Yeah, I got the vibe.
Yeah.
You know what's great is we normally start off with a video clip, but now we're starting off just introducing us. This is beautiful. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having
Rachel
me.
Scanlon.
Thank you so much.
I've said it so many times. You are my favorite comedian in Los Angeles.
Wow. Can I tell you?
What?
He talks about, I know so much
Big fan.
about you.
This is
okay,
amazing.
This is gonna creep her out.
No, I love this. Because you know what it is? I never think about men perceiving me. So to hear that you have and you like it
Oh yeah.
is something that has not crossed my mind once.
Really?
That rocks.
It's so funny because I'm a big believer in like the stand-up community has this weird like pretend aura around where we're all like, oh, we're all fine, and like, why not just be vulnerable and open to people and be like, I'm a big fan of Rachel Scanlon.
That's so nice.
We don't say that to each other enough. At least people don't say it to me.
Thank you for saying it. You're like, wait, nobody tells me.
Yeah, nobody tells me
nice.
that. But if I keep putting the energy out there,
No,
then
I
it
love
will be
that.
received.
I like that. That's really nice.
All right, now let's
Yeah.
do me.
The dog is so cute.
Did you call me Weinstein?
Like dominant of you. It's not alpha to just yell, let's do me.
I don't know.
So are those guys the alphas?
Yeah, and
Is
we're
that
there.
the-
Yeah,
We're trying
their
to
betas.
be. We're almost alpha. I love how you said you're like, oh, almost alpha. Two guys. Oh, this is a
I
gay
get it.
podcast about two gay guys. And it's beautiful, and don't change, and we love you for it.
Well,
and one of them has a tiny chihuahua
I'm
with
saying.
a rainbow
Also-
neck brace on, and understandable. It
I don't
checks
wanna
out.
assume. Here's the thing. I feel like we live in such an interesting time in general.
Yeah.
So I don't want to assume anything. And I come in here. You guys are crossing your legs like this.
We're holding
He's
hands.
a tiny dog.
Hold it.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm putting it together as we go.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like this is a very safe energy.
Oh yeah.
And I like it here, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Right.
For somebody who hangs out with men, almost never. I really like what's happening so far.
Wow.
There is something I've talked about on this
Wow.
podcast. It is like my life's goal to be the straight white man that women are like, do you want to come to the girls' night
Yes.
tonight? Like that is, so I want that. So I want everyone to feel safe around me so much.
And that's a palpable thing about you. And
Yeah.
I like that.
I give it off too much. I'm like, let me walk into your fucking car.
It's nice. But when did we meet on the West Side? Is that where we met? At the show?
In WeHo, is that what you're thinking?
No. In like Santa Monica is where we must have met, right?
Maybe. I can't
Wait,
remember.
Can I share a thought, please? I think I am what you want. That was an alpha move, by the way. Thank
May
you.
I please share a thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share a thought right now. Is that unfortunately, I think I'm like competing about who's less masculine, but I think one of my struggles in life is besides getting to the point is that women's boyfriends or
Yes.
significant others are never threatened when they find out that their love is on my couch at midnight on Saturday night.
Yeah. And I'm starting to realize why I feel so safe in this space. I think we all have very similar perceptions of the world in life. I'm also no girl's boyfriend is ever threatened of me.
Well, this doesn't make me feel better because you're a lesbian.
That's for sure. For sure.
She's trying to make us feel better.
Yeah.
Like she's officially like.
I feel like
I'm
this is something that's kinship. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is something that's very good. I think a lot of times, listen, lesbians and straight guys, what do we have in common, right? We both love tits, and that's about it. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
But I will say, I think that you guys in particular, I think there's something very special happening here today.
Okay.
Okay, because I think that I maybe have the energy of a gay man as well.
Oh. We all have gay man energy, but you know what we like? Vaginas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Like
think
I think
that's
I have
the
a
part.
like my gender
that, you
is
just did-
very kind of like
Yeah.
Jafar. You know, like Femi.
The gayest Disney villain, Jafar.
100%.
100%.
You know that's the gayest villain.
Oh,
of all,
yeah.
is Jafar.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Ursula, but she's a dyke, and that's totally different.
Yeah, and also, she was. Jafar is the way he dresses.
Yeah.
He's all. It talked about the street rat. Like that's just taking down somebody. He's doing what Kevin Spacey did. He's trying to break that straight man down so that he's vulnerable.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the whole plot of Aladdin. I don't know if you've seen it, but
And he's got the bird.
and the bird.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
sounds like Gilbert Gottfried, which is wild.
Right. Yes. Well, that's the who voices Iago.
Was Gilbert Gottfried?
Iago's not real.
The bird,
Oh, buddy,
I have a
the
question.
cartoon bird.
we got a lot to talk about. Most of those Disney what look like real people, but they got big eyes and they're doing crazy stuff. Most of that is what we call animation, and it's a drawing voiced by usually Jeremy Irons.
Mm-hmm.
This is blowing his mind. We'll just let him be. Let him figure this out.
This is some
for the
weird
rest of
Gen
the
Z
podcast.
shit. Can I ask you a question as the spokesperson of lesbians for today?
For sure.
If I may give you that high honor,
For sure. Yeah.
or maybe a woman spokesperson.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
He also last podcast was like never mind. Carry on.
We cut that out. No one knows.
We cut that out. Nobody knows about that part.
How do you feel about? Let me rephrase this. I have friends,
Oh, nice.
and then
Good for you.
who are women,
Yeah.
and then one of them's a lesbian,
Sure.
but the rest of them are not.
Yeah.
And they have girls' nights,
Uh-huh.
and then the lesbian brings their partner to
Oh.
girls' nights.
Yeah.
Interesting.
As the official spokesperson,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
This is one of the few privileges of
Yeah.
the lesbian community where you're talking about when it's a girls' night and you as the plus one don't get to go.
We're not bringing out partners. It's
Right.
girls' night.
Right. But lesbians typically, not always, but are typically also girls or get in as the girl pass still.
Yeah.
But do you know how straight women feel about this?
How? Do I?
Do you know?
Do you?
As a straight, as apparently more of a straight woman than a straight man, I'm learning today.
Sure.
I don't know how you got
Tell
there,
me.
but yeah.
Well, she was saying that we're all, I don't know.
Tell me.
They get annoyed
Fascinating.
because they want to have a no
They
partner.
want, they want like
Yeah.
you're leaving
We're
our
pretending we're
booze
single.
at home.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess they should rebrand it as single lady for a night, not
Yes.
a girl, because girls' night, all lesbians in the world are invited.
Okay, and this is honestly, I've been having these types of very niche kind of conversations recently because I just had my Bachelorette party.
I saw.
Oh, Mazel Tov.
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
So fun on a boat.
On a boat. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's
consuming
very
my content.
alpha.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Not only that, I like it sometimes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I did wear a captain's hat, Alpha.
It was cool. Very
Yeah.
alpha.
Wow.
I was trying to
Wow.
tap into what's that old guy's name who fucks all those
Hugh
bunnies?
Hefner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was trying to cue into my Hugh Hefner vibe, but same thing, right? My fiance and I, she's a woman. Do we do a one giant bachelorette
Oh,
party?
it's the same thing.
Exactly. But then I was having the same dilemma of if all of my women friends are getting together and they're leaving their boyfriends and husbands and partners behind, but we do a joint thing because it's like all the girls, then me and my partner have our partners, but everyone else is having a single thing. So we did it separately.
Good. But do you guys have like friends that went to both parties?
No, God, no.
Oh,
Her
wow.
friends are way cooler. They read a lot more. You know, they're smarter, you know.
Your fiance, may I ask? I can't remember her name.
Yeah, Nazara.
Nazara.
Yeah.
She's a regular person, right?
She is absolutely. She works at a nonprofit at a
Wow.
college.
Wow, good for
She
her.
doesn't do stand-up. She doesn't want to act.
Isn't
She's
that the
not on
best?
the internet.
That's my
What's wrong
girlfriend.
with
Like
her?
went to law school and is
healthy.
my girlfriend's a softball coach, which is very, I
Yeah.
will say, very lesbian.
For sure.
But no, but she at least claims to enjoy my penis.
Oh,
So,
that's so sweet.
I know, which is really nice because that's like hard to do if you're a lesbian.
For sure.
She's young though, right?
She's got time. Yeah, she's got time to figure it
15?
out what she really wants. 15, 16 actually
16.
in March.
So what age? What age do women come out usually?
If in my experience is at any point at any time.
I like we had content for this episode. It's turned into like ask a lesbian for a
Yeah.
day.
And that's what my whole podcast is. We have a whole section called Ask a Dyke. You guys
that
would
true?
Love it. Yes, you'd love
Her
it.
her podcast is called Two Bleeps and a Mic. I don't
Yeah.
think I could say it.
Two
Can
dykes
he
and a
say
mic.
it?
Yeah, it's a title of the show.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, say it.
Okay, well the N word was originally part of a title of our show and we got a lot of time. So
True.
two dykes and a mic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very good.
All that like repressed bigotry is coming up. I'm gonna start screaming.
You know what it is? Whoever feels like they need to ask if they say it always gets to say it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that means that you feel guilty because you're a homophobe.
No, I feel like it's the awareness.
Yeah.
It's like, I like that you've thought of it. But either way, I have no sensitivity to the word dyke.
What other bad words can we give permission for us? Can you? Give
I feel like that's
permission?
the only one I can grant. However, I would like to ask if I can say the F slur because I've been screamed at on the streets lately.
You're asking us.
Justin
as-
Martindale said we can't, but he says it freely. So
Okay.
But you're saying as two gay seeming guys.
Yeah.
That actually was a title that Joey proposed. For
was
the
gay
show.
seeming guys.
It was on a list. We made a list of.
I thought it was funny. And
I was
silly.
like two Jews, one pup. I thought that was fun for branding.
Yeah.
He really leaned. He fought for the gay seeming guys, so we agreed to veto both of them because
Okay.
they were both strong on them.
And then we asked AI and it popped out almost alpha.
Yeah.
I really like all three.
Yeah.
And I know that's not helpful,
yeah.
but I
We
really
changed
do.
That's the people pleaser in you.
Shoot,
You're
you
just-
see it.
Yeah, you're
It's
just trying to
there.
figure. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
And I will say I am pleased.
Okay, great.
That pleases me.
Well, what's your show called again?
Wait,
Two
wait.
dykes and a mic. I do think slurs in general, if you've been screamed at on the street by a stranger, you are allowed to
Yeah.
say it.
Is it one pass per time it's been screamed at you?
Oh, like a 1-for-1 thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
I
that.
think depends on how much it hurts you.
But can I tell you, as the spokesperson and judge and jury,
Yeah,
I say this with sincerity.
for sure.
I have been called the gay F slur in my life
Oh, I see.
more than
More than
most
gay people you
I
know.
can't say
And
more
that's
than gay
just-
people I know. More than some gay people I know.
Yeah.
There's some bear Jews or bear gays.
Yeah.
Bear Jews.
There's some bear Jew gays. Respect to all
Gay
of them.
Jews. Yeah.
Bear gay
I
Jews,
see
bear
what
Jew-
I see what you're
So,
saying.
but I don't think I disavow my ability to say it. But how do you feel about that?
That's no, I see maybe where the issue is because you're not in the queer community at all, right? So then the slur would be I see. You're making a really good point.
But I'm not upset about it.
right.
Yeah.
You're okay with not. You know what it is too? I said it on stage last night for the first time.
Wow. Congratulations.
And I added the Y. Okay,
Oh.
and that made it feel so much not like a slur
Yeah.
and more a description of a vibe.
yeah.
And I don't know, and I want everyone here to. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but this is something that's
You're
happening.
throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
I love that, but I'm jealous because
You want to say the slur so bad.
well, no, but I can't add a Y to the Jewish slur because then it just sounds like I'm talking like Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. do you have on your you're a podcast sensation? Do you have what are your boundaries that you're comfortable sharing? Do you have boundaries that you're not
know.
comfortable sharing?
I mean, honestly, for me, you can't blanket be like, this is what's going to work and what's not. But I like to follow that little psychopath that lives in my guts. And anytime that bitch starts to get a little buzzy, I'm like, well, just don't. You know what I mean? You guys
Yeah.
all have that.
I don't.
I have a bully that lives in here that is very much very controlling.
Yeah.
And he hates that bully more than it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I get into it. Like, you know, if it's not funny for 2 minutes, my brain is like, call him fat. Say,
Yes.
I just don't know what that is.
I know. I think like you have the bully. I have like a butch Tasmanian devil running around inside of me. Yeah. What about you?
I like the
What's
Butch
in yours?
Tasmanian devil is just the regular Tasmanian devil, but she got jean shorts on.
Jean shorts, 100%,
Yeah.
and a carabiner and a fedora
Yeah.
that looks like shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Brandy Carlisle is blasting, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I'm just trying to think of what's in my belly. I mean, Chick-fil-A,
For sure.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Biggity. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
but they don't do that bad stuff anymore.
They don't.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah. I mean,
You
we
have to.
are. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Literally
here.
have to.
That's your job.
What's in my belly?
We got time, so think about it.
I'm just trying to think of something like I struggle with this. I'm not saying I'm a perfect person. I'm not. But like I used to not drink or smoke and stuff. I had a comedian bully me really hardcore when I was like 20 for not. And he's like, "What's your vice? Abraham Lincoln doesn't trust a man without vices." And it's hard for me to come up with like a vice, you know?
Okay, wait.
Interesting.
Like it bothers people. It really has bothered people so much. My lack of I drink a little bit now, like very rarely, but it's revolting to people because my existence makes people feel threatened and judged for their behavior.
Yeah.
Even people who smoke weed and stuff, you know, and even just me just hanging, not doing it because they feel like they need it or it's a crutch or whatever. But and what's your advice? I like Dr. Pepper.
Stop.
I don't have Dr. Pepper make it because I cut it out because I'm trying to be healthier. This is affecting me. This question's affecting me.
Hey,
we can
it's
tell.
okay.
I don't have Chick-fil-A in my gut because I'm trying to eat healthy.
It's interesting that so you do. How long are you doing stand up for the longest time? I'm assuming. Yeah.
Do I look old?
No, I just mean like you. I bet
I seem old.
You've referenced certain people in certain spaces that I'm
Like
like
Steve
you know this
Irwin
name.
makes I seem old because I reference a guy who was murdered 20 years ago by an underwater species.
Yeah, the stingray. We all know what happened.
Yeah, you don't have to like not name the sting. We all know who did.
I don't know. I don't want
Is
to.
that
this
your
is-
vice? Is what I'm trying to get at.
Being
Is-
old?
No, stand up. Is that your vice?
Oh,
Is that your
interesting.
thing that you keep coming back to? Like, are you the type of comic that you do have to get up most nights?
No.
No. Okay.
No, not at all. That's a fair question.
That's so crazy.
What are your vices, Rach?
I smoked cigarettes for 10 years.
You
and I
almost
had
said
to quit.
alcoholic, right?
I am an alcoholic. So I've been sober now since 2020, but I relapsed twice. So I've got like 2.5 years.
Were the relapses
Awesome.
worth it?
Thank you. Relapses were not I thought they were. I had a therapist who told me she thinks that I have OCD and I should probably try drinking again in moderation.
I had a therapist tell me that I'm not smoking the right strain when I was like, I've been smoking weed every day since I was 17, and I think I want to take days off for the first time in my life. And she goes, maybe it's just not the right strain.
Isn't that what's so? Some therapists, especially out here, are so like they're not like so many people are coaches or like
Yeah.
Pilates cuties. Like, there's very few licensed therapists that
I
will.
love it. I got an LPC, which that's a licensed Pilates cutie.
Yes.
Can I tell you
this-
that?
okay.
Oh, sorry. But if you want the best dating app online is psychologytoday.com. Even if you have a therapist, you just want to know what's out there in
Yes,
the world.
yeah.
There's great therapists who change people's lives, respect them, God bless them, but they're just like comedians, they're just like lawyers, they're just like doctors. There's a bunch of trash out there.
Yes.
Go to their website, type in your zip code, and see all the maniacs out there.
For sure.
yeah.
And the pictures that they pick as their headshot. It's like looking at Hinge. It's like, that's your picture? Like everyone, I genuinely think everyone's beautiful until I go to the DMV. Then I'm like, everyone's ugly,
Yes,
disgusting.
yes.
But like, I think everyone has beauty in them, but they don't take care of them. I'm sorry, Carlos?
DMV old person joke.
DMV old
That's how
person
she knew he's
joke?
been doing comedy so long.
It's another old person thing you're doing.
Talking about the DMV?
Yeah.
Everyone, you do the DMV.
Yeah, but it's like a 90s, like,
It's not a 90s reference.
Yeah.
it's so a 90s comedy reference. Like, Seinfeld definitely has to be.
Carlos.
For sure. Get him, Carlos.
Yeah.
Get him, Carlos.
Get a producer. Let's
Get
do
him.
it.
Will Smith goes to the DMV. Well, that doesn't.
Also old.
Also, yeah, exactly.
Willow Smith goes to the DMV. Carlos,
I doubt that, honestly. I don't think
They have
They don't
to.
go.
I saw a video. Will Smith still has to go to the DMV. Dwayne The Rock Johnson still has to go to the DMV.
There's no way Dwayne Johnson sets foot in a DMV.
He has to.
He couldn't fit through the doors. There's no way.
Has
he
anyone
could.
told you how absolutely cute you are when you're like a little mad?
Is it attractive?
No, it's cute.
But like,
It's very like it's
Attractive
very
immediately.
adorable. You got a little worked up at Carlos. I'm like,
It's
this
cute,
rocks.
right?
I fucking love it here.
can't tell you,
Yeah.
I appreciate this, and this might be a hacky straight man question to a lesbian or slightly offensive, but bear with me.
Safe space.
Thank you. Is it like, does it make you feel less at all? Does it make you like, maybe I could be attracted if I had to
Aw.
be these words and noises coming out are proving that what
Called me
not to be
Gen
true.
Z earlier. This sounds like my dad talking to his first ever.
I'm not
No, like-
assaulting you.
No, you're not. And please don't.
But you're but like even right.
No, have you ever seen like a dog get stuck in a fence? And you're like, aw. But you wouldn't want to fuck that dog.
Yeah, but you think it's a cute dog you feel bad for.
Yeah,
it.
like
Sure,
it's,
situation.
something's very endearing when you get a little flustered, and I like it.
I also think there's something to unpack about you immediately thinking that somebody thinking something is cute is something also that parallels with wanting to fuck them.
Well, I think there might be, and I'm not sure because I can't speak for men because I don't know them, but I think there might be a fascination for some men when there is zero attraction to men by like lesbians in general.
Yeah.
No, no. I mean, you're the first lesbian I've ever met, actually.
For sure,
so
for
this
sure,
is
for
very.
Yeah, it feels like it, honestly. It feels like I feel like I took you by surprise by having Rachel on the show, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You saw the haircut, and you were like, whoa, just crossing out all this stuff we're going to talk about.
The show is. This is like a prank show. The show reveal. The show is actually called "I Can Turn Her."
Yeah.
The reveal. You get the bit.
I get the bit.
The segment is, did this make you want to fuck me at all?
This show is actually called Super Alpha.
I also love the image of everything that you've seen of Taylor so far. Before we started the show, you were like, this girl slid into my DM.
Yes.
And then like, oh, you ready to start? And then you find a way to figure, do you want to have sex with me, by the way? Oh my God, dude. Watch this crash and burn. This is okay.
I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm having a great time here.
Honestly, same.
You're a delight.
That's so nice.
Right?
So are you. You guys rock.
Thank you. Can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Would you watch this clip and tell us what you think about it?
Can I ask you a question?
Clip?
Can we pivot real quick?
Carlos, can you do your job? Can I ask you a question?
Oh, let me see. Yeah.
Southwest breaking 50 years of tradition. Trevor Alt is back with how the airline is making major
Burbank,
changes.
by the way.
Good morning again,
Burbank.
Trevor.
Hey, good morning
Shout
again,
out,
Rebecca. So this
Shout out,
is one of
Burbank.
the things that
Bob
Southwest
Hope.
was best known for. They have had this open seating model for 50 years. Choose your own seat when you board. But this morning they're announcing some changes. Southwest is going to be rolling out assigned seating and offering premium seating
is this
options
AI
for
white
passengers
man
who want a
telling
bit more
us this?
legroom. Of course, it will cost you a bit extra. But the airline says that they made this decision after listening to customer feedback. They say 80% of Southwest passengers wanted assigned seating. Of course, it will also bring in additional revenue for the airline, and Southwest says they're going to be adding red-eye flights too. They are confident they'll be able to keep up the schedule, but the airline
So
says,
can I tell you, there's a lot of upset older women about this.
Older women?
I watched some clips. I did a lot of research. We do a lot of research on the show.
There's something that's aging you this episode. I think it's the Good Morning America clip that we just aired, and then you
There's
did research.
something happening.
Yeah,
here.
this is a big change for us.
Rachel, where do you stand on this forced assigned seating on
I think it's
Southwest?
great.
You do?
I think it's 100% great.
I agree.
Wow.
I don't like the anarchy, the energy of the people lining up because you're already kind of doing it just before you're on the plane.
Yeah.
The chaos. People need order in this
agree.
world,
Right?
especially on an airplane.
Also, the amount of times that I've gone up with my noise canceling earpods in,
Yes.
and I'm like B 13, and so I stand in the general area, and this happens. I take Southwest to most shows I do.
Yeah.
I'm standing there, and then somebody will come up and be like, I'm B12, by the way, I'm B12, what are you? I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter. Just general idea. We're not actually sequentially lining up like this. Just get around where you're supposed to be and hope for the best.
Right.
Like,
but
come
people, no, it's too much. Southwest is the wild, wild west of the flights, and I cannot.
Yeah.
Wild Southwest.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's like
Yeah, I knew
flying-
you were.
Did you see how excited I was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that rocked.
You're such positive energy.
Hey, I like to see the glint in your eye.
I was so excited.
You are glinting, buddy.
Can you do that in slow motion, Emma, our amazing editor? Can you just get the glint? Is it a glint in my eye?
Glint. Yeah, glint is.
Is that a slur? A
It
glint?
sounds like a slur. It's one of those.
Glinty. It's
a slur.
Glinty is fun.
I think that flying Southwest is like flying in a bus, and I appreciate that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, where you're A something, and the person you're flying with is C something, and then they go, "Hey, can you save me a seat?" Oh,
Please.
nothing scarier than that.
No. Last time I was on Southwest, I moved up way closer because somebody had left open a window. I'm a huge window seat person.
Yeah, of course.
You guys window
You're
heads?
not a
window head.
maniac.
I'm a window
Yeah.
head.
Right?
Oh yeah, window head. People are aisle peeps. Nah.
Well, aisle people, I feel like just say you have to piss all the time. You
Yeah,
guys are-
exactly.
You know what I mean?
How would you get a bladder enlargement surgery? You weirdo.
Yeah, seriously.
Or tinkle before you leave the house.
The amount of times I'm sitting in the aisle and I go like this, and then the cart of the food cart hits me in the foot.
Absolutely.
I feel like a terrorist. I feel like I have screwed up everything on this.
I will
planet.
say this as somebody who has been traveling more and more recently and alone, the way that men fight for the armrest is something that I haven't experienced in any other setting. And women do not do it. I hate to be like men are this way and women this way, but men
Oh yeah.
have a power struggle with the armrest.
You make me feel like you're an 80s comedian, by the way. I just want to say that.
You guys know women be not sharing their armrest. You know, it's weird. But you guys know this about yourselves? You know
I
what you're doing.
I do this. Like I'm sitting in a middle seat, which is rare, but when it happens, I am doing it on purpose. Like I'm like, first things first, here I go.
Yes.
And I'm staying here until we take off, and then when we take off, I can go. But I will legitimately push somebody's arm off.
Yes.
Thing. I don't.
Well, and I will say middle deserves both, right? We can all
middle
agree on
deserves
that.
both.
Middle, you absolutely get both. But
Yeah,
if
respect.
I've been on the middle, assuming I get both, and having power struggles with whichever man is next to me for every time,
Yeah.
closer and closer, and they don't back
Patriarchy.
down because I think men are okay with touching me
Yeah.
more than I'm okay touching them.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
you know
a
why?
woman's
Because they share the same
perspective.
thing that Taylor has. So they're like, maybe if I'm just cool enough, this lesbian will change her ways. That's what they think.
Cute.
Yeah.
Do I have to give a disclaimer that I respect you?
Yeah, I know.
That would be nice. You could say it out loud if you want to. Without
Cut this out because it's going to ruin my reputation, but I respect you. And I don't have that feeling, by the way. But yeah, guys are creepy. A lot of
Right.
people-
I think men are just fine touching people.
yeah.
Also from a man,
I hate touching people, by the way.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like people, like, it bothers me tremendously.
In your defense,
Doesn't it feel like a power struggle as well? If you guys are not quite as alpha, if you
Yeah.
were to sit in a plane and a man who's comfortable taking up more space is up against your arm, how many seconds can you stand it before you bail?
Yeah.
I get treated the way that you're talking about
Yes.
being treated, and it's validating and confirming your feelings about me.
Yes.
But like they see me and they go, I can have his armrest.
Yes.
I experience
yeah.
that.
This is what I'm saying.
I get off on the.
Joey, we talked about this. You're not supposed to do that on the airplane.
It's literally the whole
Joey,
thing.
you can't do that on the plane.
The
It's
Mile High Club
illegal.
doesn't take somebody.
Joey,
else.
it's not Mile High Club if you're by yourself,
Why
Joey.
do they give you a blanket?
Joey,
if they
that's
don't?
not what this to keep you warm, Joey.
God, dude.
Joey,
Joey!
we have a
Boomer.
business together. It's not I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna be the person attached to you.
Oh my.
One more time and that's it.
Fine.
Get out of your system.
Yeah. Do you know what? He only flies Virgin Airlines.
Hell,
He flies.
hell yeah.
You know what I fly? I fly Splooge West.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Betty, cover your ears, Betty.
I do get off
Betty.
in a very real way of people assume like I'm not I have a lot of feminine energy. I'm not trying to pretend to be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
And people do assume that they can do something. I get off on like, hey pal, this is mine. I love it, dude. If I call somebody pal or buddy, oh my God. I love it.
I would die to call somebody pal.
Oh, it's the best.
I now have a new goal for myself.
Yeah.
Hey, pal.
Wow.
It's
That's
so
actually
good.
my armrest.
Because it's nice, but also like it's like what a older brother calls his little brother, so it immediately makes him like, ooh.
Yeah.
I did it at a wedding. I was best man at my best friend's wedding 2 weeks ago.
That wasn't you, that was Julia Roberts.
Oh.
Joey, who are you today?
Okay, sorry, you're right. So I was wearing 27 dresses like 2 weeks ago. And these guys, we were taking like groomsmen photos on this little trail. This family was like trying to walk on this trail, but we were like taking groomsmen photos, like we have a photographer and stuff. And this guy was like, had his kid on his shoulder. He was like, ugh, like exacerbated. And all my friends didn't know what to do. And then my friends got mad at me for going, hey, give us a second, will you, pal? And I was like, that's the coolest thing you can say.
For sure.
That's like,
For sure cool.
because it's nice, but it's also like, hey man, we're doing something here, and also show some respect.
Yeah.
We're here in our 3-piece suits, and it's 90 degrees in Yosemite right now. And all my friends were like, dude, you came off way too hot. That was way too hot. But I think it's like a compensating thing,
Yes.
because he looks at me and he expects me to be like,
Right.
go on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People expect you to do that. So even when you have a little bit, they're like, holy shit,
Oh.
do you see Joey just popped off?
This guy's popping on. This guy's confident.
No, but you said the coolest thing. I want to be more like that.
Yeah, I can get that sense that when we hang out, I'm like, Rachel, I think really idolizes me and wants to be more like me.
You read me like a book.
And I did. Like a children's
I think
book.
about you guys all the time.
Is there like a platonic orgy? I feel like we're having that right now.
You know what that's called? It's called hanging out. This is
It's called
But
Hey.
it's just non-sexual love and happiness and good energy.
I
No, it's
know,
not
dude,
about
it's
sex. That's
horned
what I'm
up
saying.
right now.
Is there a word for like non-sexual, just respect and just
It's called spending time with friends.
what
What is this?
Like getting off on talking about
No, there's none of that.
to your side.
It's
It's like confusing you or something.
I think this is going great.
I think this
We're
is
crushing
going
it.
well.
I think
We're
it's going
crushing it.
really well.
I think we're
No
making
crushes,
something that people are
no
going to want to watch,
crushes.
and that's all that's important.
This is
sure.
the title of this episode is No Crushes, but we're crushing it.
Beautiful. I think that's
Yeah.
great.
Rachel, can I ask you something?
For sure.
How alpha were you this week? Did you do anything very alpha this
Oh,
week?
hey, let her have this moment. I'm sorry. You all right, Rach?
I'm trying to think about it.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Can I tell you? So, a friend of mine was doing a charity thing, trying to raise money for like a leukemia charity or something, and he asked me like, "Would you do?" Carlos, why is that funny? It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, because it didn't seem like you knew if it was leukemia or.
I believe that is what it was.
Yeah, but Carlos, leukemia is a beautiful thing. So.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a beautiful thing to raise money for this thing, and
Where you
And-
got to raise money for leukemia?
against
For
against
more
it.
leukemia?
it's
That's not right.
I don't believe in leukemia.
no. He doesn't believe it exists. That's where
I
he's
don't.
coming from.
Got it.
You're just trying to say I'm trying to raise money to keep it going. He doesn't believe it
He doesn't
exists.
believe it.
I think,
Who's
I think
worse?
it's
Right.
people that are balding that are trying to find an excuse to make us feel bad.
Yeah.
So what it is. So
No,
he said.
risky joke.
He
Everybody.
said, "Would you do a lunch?" The charity was, "Would you do like a bidding thing, like eBay type thing?"
Mm-hmm.
You know what a bidding eBay? So it's like eBay, but for bids, and for charity. And it was like what he asked me to do. It is like, "Will you do like people have lunch with you?" And I was like, "I'm embarrassed. No one's gonna ask. No one's gonna want to do this. I'm more worried about my ego. Like I want to help, but like I'm worried you're gonna post this. That's gonna have $0, and then I'm gonna feel like a loser. And
people
I
are gonna
can't help.
ask for money. They're gonna be like, "I'll do it," but like you give
Right?
me $100.
They're gonna be confused.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "I'll have lunch with them for $200."
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't need that. So there's a risk to my ego.
Yep.
Be careful what you wish for kind of vibes is what happened.
Yeah.
My friends, my new friend, my old friend, former friend, new friend.
Yeah.
I only have room for one.
For sure.
Yeah,
We had a great time. Welcome.
Glad to host this podcast.
I've been 1 foot out
Thank
for
you.
a while.
Yeah.
And
Having deja vu right now, by the way.
so
this.
you want to guess what happened? I'll tell you.
Please.
So I take it you don't want to guess what happened. So $400 of bids were made to have lunch with me.
Hey.
Wow.
Do you want to know my reaction? I'll tell you. Alpha reaction. I am not comfortable having lunch with a stranger who was willing to pay that much money to meet me. It makes me very uncomfortable. Like it's so weird to me. Like it's not like if someone bid $20,000, I'd be like, well, this is like a rich person it's a good person to know.
Yeah.
Wow, they really did so much for this wonderful cause. Like, hey, let's meet somewhere, $400 person,
Kind of weird, right?
creepy,
Yeah.
weird. Do you want to guess what I did?
You let leukemia win and you didn't take the money? And you...
No, I did the right thing. I outbid them.
That's so hot.
Oh my God.
I outbid the person, so I got to stay safe. Alpha move. I got to stay comfy. I got to help the cause even more.
Yeah.
Don't need to have it uncomfortable. I probably would have had to buy the lunch anyway, so that's like $50 right there.
That's
You know,
true,
a
yeah.
tip plus 10% tip. Like I don't want to. I can't afford all that. You know,
Yeah, you did just say 10.
You did say
for
10.
$50, 10% is a lot.
Uh-oh.
But by the way,
Whoa,
most
yeah,
people,
that's
Uh-oh.
most
a little
people,
wage, pal.
most people, it's Carlos. Most people don't tip at Burger King usually. 10% tip is actually alpha for Burger King.
We go back to the fact that you outbid somebody so that
Carlos, yeah, who's you trying to say I'm Jewish, I don't tip. Sounds like I'm the most alpha Jew tipping when people don't tip.
You know what? You got me on that. You just alphaed me.
I'm also going to go out
Shame on you.
My alpha story this week is that I tipped 20% at Burger King.
Wow.
Those people need a living wage, and it's not up to
Wow.
me that their boss doesn't pay them, so I'm going to give them everything I can.
Do you know have you had this experience when you tip at a fast food place, they go, we don't accept tips, and then you force it upon them,
Yeah.
and then it gets really uncomfortable.
Shove it in their mouth.
Yeah. Take this. And they're like, no, but the money has poop and cocaine on it.
Yeah. And like, how do you know what I do with this money?
Yeah.
Wipe my butt. Give it to them.
Your guys' riffs are so weird.
Yeah. That's why people love us so much. That's
I
what people love about this podcast.
Can I say something before you get to how alpha you were this
Sure.
week? By the way, do you have a rating for how alpha we were based on our two things?
So you're
Wait, no, your things were good. I thought that was all when you were describing overbidding it to keep yourself like feeling safe.
really?
I think that's a Richard Gere move. I think that's fucking hot.
It's like having like a rodent inside your butthole.
Well, because Richard Gere.
Gerbil? Was it a gerbil?
is the funny thing for me is that I don't feel like that's alpha at all. I feel like you outbid to avoid an uncomfortable conversation.
It's alpha to
somebody
do
that's-
what's comfy for you.
I mean, I guess it could be.
I mean, putting your needs first and then using money to get there.
That is pretty cool.
Feels pretty alpha. It depends on what you think alpha is, you know, because it might have been cooler to outbid them and still take them out to lunch.
Oh,
That's true.
And be like, hey,
And-
let me get this, and then make somebody's day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But who knows?
I hear what you're saying.
You gave more money to cancer. That's all that matters.
We're not trying to give money to cancer, right? To clarify.
Trying to keep it going. I'm in the business.
How much did you bid? Because this is a big. If you bid $500 and a whole $100 more, then that's one thing. But if
Yeah,
you bid
it's $401,
$401, that is
yeah, wait, how much more? Tell us.
It was like 50
Okay.
6 out of 10 alpha.
for.
I think it's cool that you were even at that type of event. I've never been to an event like that.
I didn't go.
Me neither.
It was virtual.
I only see those events in like 90s.
It wasn't like, oh, you thought it was like an in-person thing?
Yeah, like
you thought I was standing on stage?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was picturing you on stage in a white tuxedo being bid. You have
So was
tails
I.
and a hat.
Oh,
and then
chance.
somebody goes $400, and Taylor goes 410, so I don't have to talk to that
Yeah.
person.
Oh my God.
I was
that's
being
so
very
funny.
formal.
That gave my heart, literally, I'm not kidding. I got whatever that uncomfy feeling you get in your heart.
Yeah.
When, you know, like when something uncomfy happens.
For sure.
Heart palpitations.
That idea is my worst nightmare.
It's an episode of Frasier.
Did that happen on Frasier?
It did happen on Frasier.
Whoa.
Frasier, do you know what happened to him? He met somebody that he really got along with.
That's cute. That could have been somebody
That could have
you
been
could
somebody.
fall in love with.
Yeah.
So what's I gotta die alone. It's better for my comedy.
For sure.
That's
I
true.
get that.
You know,
idea.
Yeah.
You know what they told me back in the day when I was telling someone how like I was like a 18-year-old comedian at the Comedy Store. I was like, I want to be happy. I want to be whatever. They're like, no, you got to be dark, man. You got to have bad things happen to you. Flowers grow from dirt. That's what Mitzi says.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
That place is
beautiful place.
Yeah.
And
Scary
we're-
place.
Yeah.
Scary. I took my girlfriend there for the first time. She'd never been. And I don't go there to hang out unless I like have a spot there, just because it reminds me of high school. It makes me like so anxious.
Yeah.
And I went there and to go see a show, and I like crossed the street. My heart is like beating out of my fucking chest. I was like, this is a traumatic place for me.
wild.
I went there and John Travolta and Tommy Lee hung out with my dog, and that's not a joke.
That rocks.
So I
Alpha.
Alpha.
pretty alpha.
Yeah. Oh, you're Betty.
My alpha thing for the week.
It's John Travolta. No, actually, Tommy Lee. Betty. This is John Travolta. Betty. Wow.
Wait, but Carlos, who does that actually sound like?
You actually did a good Travolta.
That's not like Travolta.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Wow, Betty.
no, that's like a weird.
You're the
that's
one that I want. You are the one that wants.
No, that's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Betty.
I think you could do a business of doing Arnold Schwarzenegger doing other people.
Yeah.
So do Arnold Schwarzenegger doing John Travolta.
Betty.
Okay,
good.
now do Arnold Schwarzenegger doing Sylvester Stallone.
What's his wife's name in Rocky? But Clarice. Oh, Adrian. Okay, this bit is not as good. as
You
we
making
should
me
be.
feel like I'm 3,000 years old. Clarice.
Is it me making you feel like that, or is it your bones?
Okay, your turn.
Okay. The most alpha thing I did.
And
I mean,
it could be not alpha. It's just sharing something that happened recently.
it
that
does
no
feel
pressure.
like this feels like I rigged it, but I did this week have my Bachelorette party, and I did get to go
Yeah.
to a strip club,
Wow.
which feels very
First time?
First time. Well, no, not the first time.
Okay.
But it was the first time that I got to go with like a ton of other queer people
Oh, cool.
at like and it's Jumbo's, just to clarify what it was. It wasn't like a
Are you talking about the boobs, or is that the name of the place?
the name of the place is Jumbo's.
Oh, okay.
LOL. Joey! You guys have
Most
been to
clown movie.
Jumbo's.
I've never
Yeah.
been to a strip club.
I've never been to a proper strip club, but I have been to Jumbo's.
But why is it different? Because that's the one that I've been invited to. People say you got to go to Jumbo's.
It
Clown.
is so much more enjoyable, especially for us not alpha people, because I don't want to go to a place where I feel like I don't like to places where it feels like men are getting their rocks off.
Yeah.
This feels like a place where you are lucky to be in the dancer's presence.
It's burlesque.
It's burlesque. They don't show holes, no crack,
They got tassels on.
no holes.
no holes.
What kind of business is this?
Yeah.
It's erotic, but it's just the right amount. It reminds me of like a
Sounds like church.
it's
No
exactly
holes.
yeah. It's
You know what it doesn't sound like is a Disney Shia LaBeouf movie from the 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
That's good riff.
Yeah.
But clip
holes,
that.
right?
there's a film
Yeah.
called Holes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've seen
With
holes.
Shia LaBeouf.
Also, it doesn't. You know what? It also reminds me of is Courtney Love.
Oh.
Hole.
Okay.
Yeah. Rachel, you got one. You got one.
I don't. I
You know what I really
SpongeBob skin.
You know what's very alpha about you is that you're just like, I don't need this, and I'm doing you guys a favor by
He is
being
doing us a
here.
favor.
That's so sweet.
I'm just not gonna yes and this. I
Well,
respect that.
I like watching you guys tire each other out for a second.
Yeah, we're like little kids.
But
I'm getting sleepy.
may I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
You made a thoughtful comment with no judgment, which I appreciate, and you something along the lines of, "I can't imagine any lesbian possibly watching your show
Yeah.
or listening." Is it
For sure.
listening?
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
The only way they would listen is if they were tricked into who we were.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's a level of freedom that I don't get on my own show. So this is nice.
do you feel what are you saying? Do you feel like what can you do here that you can't do on your show?
I guess that's a good point. It would be about the same. I don't feel the pressure to. I feel like maybe because it's your guys' thing that I feel like I get to enjoy what you guys have here. You know
Also,
what I mean?
now you are the ambassador of lesbians,
Well,
as
right.
opposed to a show about two. Can I say it?
You have to.
Jikes on a mic.
Yeah.
Being listened to with. Can I say it?
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're hosting a show for your own audience, you have to like do all the stuff. I feel
Yeah.
like I get to sit back and be like, what exactly do you guys do here? I feel like I'm like a little spy going into another world here. I
Yeah.
have not talked to men for this long since the 90s. I mean, this is weird. I feel like I should take notes and go back to my podcast.
I'll be like,
They're as weird as you think. You know what I mean?
Wow, we made the right choice.
I was like maybe 10 minutes in, and he asked me if I was attracted to him at all in any way.
Everything we thought is true and worse.
And worse. But it's like, you know, it's nice. I mean, I hang out with, because I do stand-up stuff to hang out with men a lot at shows,
I'm
but
sorry.
during the daytime, it's like, this is,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what happens here.
What is happening? Because we get asked,
you.
like, what is your show? How do you describe it? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? Because we don't really know. What is this?
I feel like it was trying to do clips, but then you didn't.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's discussing I mean, I feel like you're trying to get the core of the experience of malehood through the lens of people who don't quite fit, right?
Wow.
I mean, you're telling, but do
Can you
feel,
do our PR?
Is that right?
But you tell us. Do you feel like we're doing that? Do you feel like we have it?
I think you're doing it, but you do it more when you're trying to not do it.
Yeah.
When you're just being yourselves, it's coming off.
We
but
almost
then
started the show with squeezing acorns between our biceps.
I
but
love
then we were
that.
like, that's too
too
much.
much.
Yeah.
We didn't get to it. It was on our spreadsheet.
Right. There's so many things to get. But I don't know. I like it. It's,
okay,
you know,
Joe
you're two
Biden?
comedians with a podcast is 1,000 times, but I like the vibe that you guys have.
Hey, thank
Oh,
you.
thanks.
We love your vibe. And just one more question, because I'm just like this.
Also, 10 out of 10 alpha. Going to see Jumbo Club.
oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
Also, Bachelorette Party. I stalked the shit out of that.
Thank you so much.
So
It was
cool.
all around. I was very much experimenting with what would it be like to be the alpha for a weekend,
Yeah,
and it was
nice.
thrilling. I've never
Feels good.
thrown, money
Yeah.
ever. Why would you throw it?
Right?
I
Yeah,
threw
that's
it.
for us.
Seems irresponsible.
It was really exciting. I wore sunglasses inside at night. That feels alpha, right? For sure.
You ever roared? You roar?
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I smoked a cigar.
Ew.
Alpha.
Gross.
Why she should be taking over our show?
Dude, that's why I have her on.
We should be
Did
hosting.
you like? Is it your first cigar?
No, I like to. It's all I have. I mean, I don't smoke cigars regularly, but when you celebrate sober, I'll do a
Oh,
cigar.
yeah.
Because what else do you have?
I did the least alpha thing I've ever done. The only cigar I've ever smoked was like me and a bunch of comedians like 4 years ago. It was like one of them got engaged, brought a bunch of cigars, and I smoked one. And then I was like throwing up in the parking lot, and they were like rubbing my back, and it was so embarrassing.
Yeah, see, that's the stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here. We're throwing up cigars.
Yeah, and rubbing each other's backs as two straight men going, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. You're gonna grow that mustache one day.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Can I have a kiss? He's like, oh,
Oh,
me
no.
neither. Then I actually don't want that.
But what could we do to get like a few lesbians? Like we don't want too many, but like we want a lot. Though.
You don't want too many.
No, not too. We don't want too many anything. We want the diversity.
Okay.
We want everybody.
Yeah.
We want a lot of everybody, but not too many of everybody. We don't want to control it. We want to keep it organic. But what are some like
Hitler control population.
Carlos? You go to the extreme.
What? Yeah.
Make it
What
little,
a jump.
A little bit
Lesbians
of
on
a
the
jump.
show? What are you, Hitler?
Like what could we do? Like a little we don't want to we don't want to trick them. We're just wanting like a little like, hey, this is what we got. You're welcome here.
I think our first step has been taken.
Yeah.
I think we're building a
I'm
tree.
here with my leg hair out. That's
I
got to do
saw.
something.
You're the first. Can I tell you, you're the first guest to show leg hair on our show.
Honored.
And Drew
Honored.
Lynch wore shorts.
You're the second guest with shorts, and for yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Do you know a cool thing about Drew Lynch is that his dog is trained to carry like bags of food?
Really?
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What can Betty do? Sleep?
Baby Betty's very talented. She can fall asleep on command.
That is true.
Do you know about this?
No.
We'll leave on this. I think it's worth doing on every episode.
Rachel, you're touring. Where can people see you?
Let me just show her. We can.
we're gonna end it. Just let's plug the end of the show, and then the show can end like this.
Okay, respect.
Rachel.
Okay. I have a special out on Amazon as well called Gay Fantasies. Thank
Very
you so
funny.
much.
Big
and
fan.
you can find me at Rachel Scanlon Comedy or go to my website. I'm going to be on tour all fall. And then in 2025, I'll be in Europe. Come see me and Two Dykes and a Mic, as well as also on tour, the podcast. If you like gay nonsense, you'll love it.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this podcast, you love gay nonsense.
Hey, all the lesbians out there.
Yeah. Please.
Like,
Listen, we can.
Turn us on in your Subaru and listen.
or you know what? If there's, you know what? Actually, to the men, do you guys have male who likes
I don't.
this?
We don't know. We're still figuring it out. We don't know. You might be the first person to have listened to a whole episode just because you were here, and if you everyone else had like earplugs in. So
You know what?
I love the genuine, so earnest.
Who is it?
By the way, who is watching this?
you know what's the problem here is like, I mean, you're very special and talented because you say things that are actually very cutting and hurtful, but you have such kindness and love at the same time that it doesn't hurt. I feel like on the drive home I'm gonna cry. But you're just like, time out, like, does anyone actually watch this show? No, I'm not gonna plug anything. This is a waste of time.
No, with all due respect
Well,
Yeah.
to the straight people, I think, listening to this podcast.
Yo, yeah. Definitely straight.
Thanks for letting me be in this space.
you're a
I
delight.
appreciate it.
You are so wonderful and a joy, and I've heard all about you. I started watching
Apparently, I
your
won't
comedy
stop talking.
today. You're funny. You're the best energy. I'm excited to know more about you.
Obsessed.
And time.
I'm glad we all got to do this.
But can I show you Betty's?
Yeah, real quick. Everybody love Almost Alpha.
Thank
on
you for
YouTube.
watching.
Come out on Thursdays. Rachel Scanlon is going to bring the coolest guests because now they trust us because we had somebody awesome.
Yes.
Listen, Betty, go to sleep, Betty. Good night, Betty. Go to sleep. Good night, Betty. I'll see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams, Betty. Good night. Good night, baby Betty. She can't hold 5 pounds of food, but she can sleep on command.
Wow.
So actually, I would keep that in because that was so soothing to hear if
It
you're
was.
listening.
We want our listeners to go to sleep after we listen to our podcast.
Please, we want us to sleep afterwards, not
Yeah.
during.
Wake up, Betty. Betty, the enemy's here. The air raid sirens are going on, Betty. Betty, North Korea. North Korea's flying.
Thank you for not making the enemy in North Korea, not Hitler, like Carlos would.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Current. Thanks, everybody.